Hey guys, welcome back to Comic Book Corner, and it's me, Spider Slayer. What's up, guys? We're getting ready to do another Walking Dead rewind. That's right, issue number 10 of The Walking Dead being reviewed once again. Of course, I'm taking it back, as you guys all know, rewinding it all the way back from issue number 1, going all the way up to issue 86 to relive these classic Walking Dead days and to get your Walking Dead fix in, because we all missed the TV show, which doesn't come back until October. So, with that being said, let's just get right started to the review, and we will start. Here we go. The Walking Dead, issue number 10. Last issue, we witnessed that little Carl gets shot by Otis, and in this comic book series, it's not looking at a deer. It's that Otis was a dumbass and he thought that Carl was a zombie and he got shot. This book had lots and lots of dialogue, no action, no zombies, just lots and lots of story. Of course, The Walking Dead is done by Robert Kirkman, as you guys all know. Charlie Adlard is the artist at this point, and Rathburn does the gray tones. Great cover here. It's just basically Rick with his shotgun and basically trying to stay warm with a quilt. Kind of looks like Superman. Not too much to it, but it is good. You like the sunset in the background, and you can see a water tower way back in the distance. So with that being said, let's get off the cover, and I will show you that there is some key things that you do need to know. We noticed that Otis did not kill Carl, but shot Carl. And key players that you do meet in this issue is Hershel. We get to see his comparison here from the TV show to the comic book, so that's Hershel. And for the first time, we also get to see the all-famous Maggie. And we can see her comparison here from the comic to the TV show. There are other characters that we meet, but they're not really main characters. They're kind of just secondary, so I didn't bother to show them in here. There is great scenes here between Maggie and Glenn for the first time, but I'll get to that shortly. So with that being said, we'll get started. So right in the first issue here, right in the first page, we can see that Rick's all pissed off, and he was just about to kill Otis, and Tyrese is just saying, "No, don't do it, Rick, don't kill him." He's like, "Carl's not dead, he's still breathing." And Rick's like, "What? He's alive? He's alive? No way." And they're all hustling up, they're all hurrying up, and they're trying to just trying to hurry up and say, "Oh," Rick's like, "Oh, I'll get him to the RV, I'll get him here, we'll do this." And Otis like, "I know this place, like it's a barn and Hershel lives there." That's so I kind of picture Otis as a dumb idiot. And he's not a doctor, but he might know what he can do because he can fix people. So, and it's in the barn wasn't more than a mile away. So we can see that he's losing lots of blood, and Rick picks him up, and he's going to go take Carl over there. So Rick sends Tyrese over, and he sits there and says, "Go tell Lori that everything's okay. Don't worry, not to worry, don't panic." So we can see that he's running over. Tyrese is running. He's like, he's running, and Lori's like, "Tyrese, what's the matter?" And he like didn't even know how to explain it. He's like, "Carl's been shot, but he's okay. don't worry, Rick got him to a place. Carl's okay. You know, he's just trying to calm Lori down. And for the first time in the comic now, you see the infamous farm and the barn, where you guys who all watch the show know that that's where the dead zombies are being kept. So that's what you see for the first time. And all of a sudden you see Otis coming in here, and Otis is bringing in, or Rick is bringing in Carl, and here comes Hershel, and he's like, what's going on out here? He's like, kid's been shot, let's get him inside. So all hurrying up, trying to get him inside, and you know, he's performing surgery, and we can see that he's doing the surgery, Hershel is, and Rick's all bloodied up, and all of a sudden we see Lori and the rest of the group. We see it right here, Lori and the rest of the group coming up, and she's like, Rick, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's going on? What's happening? What are we going to do? And Rick is trying to, you know, console her and saying, you know, everything's going to be okay. Nothing's going to happen. We're going to be fine. You know, he should be okay. And, you know, Hershel comes out and saying, oh, he's lost lots of blood. The bullet was lodged into the shoulder blade, but, you know, we'll see how he turns out. He'll wake up soon. And as Carl is healing, we get to introduce Hershel's family and friends at the meantime. So here we see Lacey, which is Hershel's oldest daughter. Then we meet with Arnold, which is his eldest son. And here is Maggie. So that's Maggie. For the first time you get to see her. And then we see Billy, which we know Billy. He was the guy eating in the RV, I'm pretty sure, in the TV series. And then we see Rachel and Susie. And Susie's the one in pigtails. So that's the whole family here. And then we also get to meet Otis and his girlfriend. Well, we see Otis already, but that's his girlfriend, Patricia. So, and Patricia was in the show, wasn't she? And I think she got killed. I don't know. Did she get killed, I think? Or is she still alive? I don't know. There's so many people that got killed. So we can see that Lacey is going around the farm, showing the group around, seeing what was up. And Alan at this point has checked out. And his twin sons are looking, you know, looking for their dad. And this was a very strong moment in this particular issue of the book coming up, because it basically, there's lots of key moments in this book. We have Rick and Lori discussing, you know, about Carl, how this world would be if things are ever going to get fixed up, and they're talking and going on and on. And then the next thing we see is that Tyrese feels for Otis, because he says, you know, I would have never shot the kid. I didn't know. I was just careless. And they talk on and on. And, you know, Tyrese kind of feels sorry for the guy. Next, you have a really great scene here between Maggie and Alan. And, you know, not Maggie, I'm sorry, Andrea and Alan. And Andrea is sitting here talking. She's like, you just need to, you know, you need to get over it. Your sons need you right now, you know. And, you know, he's just like, Alan's like, what the hell are you telling me? Get over it, being sad. He goes, why don't you just throw it in there and tell me I'm being a pussy? You know, he's like all pissed off. And he's just like, don't tell me you don't know anything about the grieving process. He's like, fuck you, you know. And she's like, what? She's like, it's not like I didn't lose my sister, Amy, and this. And she goes on, and she's like, I was crazy. I almost lost my mind. She's like, but I don't have the luxury to, you don't have the luxury to check out over on your sons, you know. And she goes, and he's just like, Alan's just like, but my wife just died. And she's just like, and my sister died, and Shane died, and everybody else died, was surrounded by death. And she's going on and on about the whole ordeal. And she goes, you just need to deal with it and move on with your life. And Alan's just like, you're a little bitch. He's like, don't come here and try to give me advice. You don't know shit. You're not helping one bit. He's like, leave me the fuck alone. I mean, he was going off. He called her the C word and everything. I mean, he was just going off. In this part of the book, I was like, holy crap, this guy's lost it, man. So later in the issue, we see Carl wakes up, and of course, Lori and Rick are very happy about the whole ordeal. It looks like he's going to live. He wants his hat back. He gets his hat. Sophia and Carl get together and they hang out because they're buddies. And she gives him a peck on the cheek. I thought that was cute. Dale comes in and has a conversation with Lori and says, you know what? If it's Shane's baby, if it is, don't tell Rick. It could set him over the edge. So he has this nice little talk with Lori at this point, and she just gives a look like, oh, shit, But I think Dale's right. Don't tell him because it could set him over the edge. They all have dinner, and Glenn is upset because now he feels that Carol's involved with Tyrese, and he's, goes out on the porch and he starts having this conversation with Maggie. And, he's just like, I've only, he's like, I only had sex at least, he's like, I want to have sex at least a couple more times. And he's like, oh, Jesus, I don't even know you. He's like, I thought I liked Carol, but she's with Tyrese. And he's like, I'm telling you all this and I don't even know you. And this is what's different from the TV show because he's found these condoms and stuff like that. And Maggie just basically sits there, and excuse the language, but this is what the book says. And, she goes, I'll fuck you. And he gets this look on his face, just like in the TV show at the pharmacy. And he goes, what? And she goes, yeah. She goes, my boyfriend's probably dead. And, it's not that many people around besides my relatives. And she's like, we got to be proactive. And he goes, oh, yeah, that does make sense. So she goes, so let's fuck then. You want to do that? And he's like, yeah, sure. And that's the beginning of the beautiful relationship between Glenn and Maggie, based off a conversation of wanting to hook up. Tyrese gets with his kids and his daughter and tells them, you guys can't mess around, with all this crap going on in the world. I don't need you to get pregnant. I don't know how Rick and Lori are dealing with it. So in this issue, you can see there's a ton of drama, ton of character development, ton of just relationships being built and things like that. Towards the end of the issue, we see that Hershel and Rick are just bonding, getting together to see, what the farm was about, how he inherited the farm, how he was a veterinarian. And he tells Rick, in the end of the issue, you're more than welcome to stay, but you got to stay in the RV. There's just not enough room. And Rick proposes. He's like, what about that barn over there? He's like, that'll be plenty of room. And he goes, oh, he's like, that barn? He's like, oh, you don't want to move in that place. He's like, you don't want to go in there. Trust me. He goes, that's where we keep all the dead ones. And Rick's like, what? And that's the end of issue number 10. So, issue number 10, guys. Lots and lots of dialogue. No action. But again, this is the beginning of a whole bunch of new characters being involved in the book. If you guys have not read this book before, this is what The Walking Dead is. It's a ton of character development, and this is one of those issues. But as a couple issues go down the road, action just starts picking up, and the story just keeps getting better and better and better. Trust me, fantastic. So story-wise, the issue is like a 5 out of 5, but when it comes to action, there is no action. So, get a mixed bag in it. It's probably like a 3.5, 4 stars. But that is the end of issue number 10 of The Walking Dead Rewind. So it still holds up for me. How's it hold up for you? And I hope you got a little bit of a comparison from the TV show to the comic book. So guys, leave some thoughts below on what you thought about this issue. And until the next comic book review, this is Spider Slayer signing off. And thanks for watching Comic Book Corner. Thanks, guys.